after that.
Falling in I love with you. Falling in and out of
Oh
love
yeah. I'm ready
Hello,
to
guys, and
go.
welcome back to the MMA Brothers podcast. My name is Daryl,
My name's Asher.
and we're back with this weekend's event: Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley's the main event of the evening. Now, we didn't bring up a post-fight for you because that was a pretty lackluster card last week. So sorry
Yeah,
about that. We I couldn't even get up to even record a part. I'm like, yo, come on, dude.
yeah. I
Karate
mean,
hottie, you're
that
hot,
fight was
but
actually that fight actually wasn't too bad. Like the Karate Hottie actually
ah,
put up a good effort. And the thing is, Angela Hill, much respect to you. Like, I've been sleeping on you for years, but lately she's just been like so good. And Karate Hottie actually like had a really, really good fight. She put on a really, really decent performance compared to her last few fights because yeah, Angela Hill just doesn't stop throwing. So Karate Hottie had no choice but to engage with her. So that was a good fight. But now we're on to Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley. So yes, it's fun. I'm excited. This fight's happening. This fight's been like what, three years in the making or something? Because like they've been talking about fighting each other since Woodley was champ a few years ago, and that fight never materialized for whatever reason. It was either Covington was asking for too much money, or Covington's nose was broken, and then Woodley's had a torn shoulder. There was always something going on, and now this fight's actually happening. But we're going to talk about that later, because as per usual, always start at the bottom of the main card. So, bottom of the main card, who we got here? We got Kevin Holland versus
the
Darren
dentist, baby.
Dentist Stewart. The dentist. Man's got some power in his hands, bro, and I'm pretty sure he won his last fight, if I'm not mistaken.
He
So,
did by
yeah.
KO.
Ooh, the dentist, bro. You want to put some money, win some money? Dentist is not a bad way to go. The dentist, I
Fuck with
should
me
say.
and get some money. Let's go, dentist.
Anyways, Kevin Holland has a MMA record of 17-5. He's American, and same with the dentist. Actually, wait, Younguk.
Dentist is
Oh,
from
he's
England,
British.
brother.
British. Sorry, yeah, I'm reading Korean because I was in Younguk. That's England. Anyways, 11-5 is a record of the dentist. So Dennis is a little shorter, but that's pretty much it in terms of their physical attributes. So, Daryl, who are you picking for this one?
Holland is very hard to bet against, man. He's just a vet. Like he's just so nice on the feet, so nice on the ground. I just think the dentist is coming off a very impressive win in his last fight, so I'm gonna have to go with the dentist by TKO second round. I think that Holland's gonna move forward. Press him up against the fence, use his size to his advantage. He is the much taller fighter. Um, how can this is going to be super hard because I know Kevin Holland's a really good fighter. So Kevin's got more experience. Darren is on the higher trajectory in terms of hype off of his last fight. So I'm going to go with the dentist, man.
Picking
He's
the
in England. He's
dentist.
from England. So
Daryl's an honorary British guy. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the dentist too because the dentist is a bad boy. Less losses, but like Kevin Holland has more experience. So honestly, it's just a toss up. To me, it's a 50-50. Either can win. Either have had some good wins in the UFC. So yeah, I'm gonna pick the dentist as well, just because he's got that power.
and
So
remember what I said, guys. Bet the opposite of what I say. So if I think someone's going to win, they're going to lose. So we're going to move on to Mackenzie Dern versus Rhonda, the Canadian Quiet Storm Marcos, baby. Windsor, shut it down, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
let's go, Rhonda
No,
Marcos, the Canadian, right? So she's representing Canada, and she's fighting Mackenzie Dern, who's kind of
I'm pretty
American
sure she's
slash
at
Brazilian.
she fights out of Windsor.
Yeah, she's
Pretty
from
sure.
Windsor, Ontario. So Quiet Storm, Randa Marcos versus Mackenzie Dern. So this is a big fight for Randa because Mackenzie's got all the hype. She's I think she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and she's got a bit.
Oh no, yeah, she's a world champ black belt in
She's
jiu-jitsu. I know that.
yeah, so she's definitely up there in terms of her jiu-jitsu credentials. So this is going to be a tough fight for Randa. I know Randa likes to wrestle as well, so I don't know if she wants to take this fight to the ground because in Mackenzie's last fight, I think she was actually getting pieced up on the feet until it went to the ground, and then she ended up getting a submission, which was, seemed to be in an unlikely position because she was losing the fight. But I don't think Rhonda wants to take it there. I know Rhonda's got some good stand-up, so she wants to keep standing with Mackenzie. Otherwise, if it goes to the ground, Mackenzie will find her in an armbar or triangle choke or something. So, just based on that, I do feel like Mackenzie Dern is a more polished fighter. Rhonda is a little bit more scrappy, so she could, get a TKO or something on the feet. But I just kind of, my heart's just telling me to pick Mackenzie Dern in this one because I don't think Randa is as polished as of a fighter. What do you think?
I don't think Mackenzie is a threat standing up. Like her whole game plan most of the times is I'm going to get outstruck, I'm going to eat a few punches, clinch up, and then try to pull guard. Or she's going to try to get this fight somewhere on the ground because she is world-renowned jiu-jitsu black belt champion and won multiple jiu-jitsu tournaments. That's like her main bread and butter. It was nice to see that she had a baby and then came back and still won the fight, her last fight. So it's nice to see that there's a few moms fighting out there, showing that it can be done.
Shout out to
Randa
Michelle
Marcos,
Watterson.
yeah. Rhonda Marcos had a really impressive outing in her last one. I'm pretty sure she won, right? She won her last fight.
I can't remember. Probably.
I was impressed though, but I'm
Mm.
pretty sure she won her last fight because I remember noticing it's a fighter from Georgia 2 fights ago. She had a good one, but it's a statement matchup for her because Mackenzie's the ranked fighter. She's not ranked, so I think she's seen it all. She's done it all. She's 10-9. She knows what she's good at. She knows what she's not good at. She knows what to work on. She knows to avoid the ground game with Darren because she's super tricky with knee bars, ankle picks, Kimuras, arm bars, rear naked chokes, guillotines, you name it. Mackenzie's got everything on the ground. So I think if the fight stays standing up, I got Rhonda. But if you were to ask me who to bet on, I would tell you Darren, but I'm going to go with Windsor, the dirty dub baby, Rhonda Marcos.
I'm gonna go with the local gal. I'm gonna go with the Dern. I mean, Randa Marcos is almost a 50-50 fighter, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think Dern's gonna get this done. So that's what I'm picking. We're gonna move on to the next one. So next one we got our boy Johnny Walker versus Ryan Spann. Now Johnny Walker, this guy was hyped to be the next John Jones. He was whatever. Everybody thought he was gonna be something great because of his first quick first round TKOs. I think he had like 3 or 4 straight fights where just knocking dudes out left and right. And then he met Corey Anderson, Daryl's favorite fighter, and Corey Anderson put it on him. He hit him with an overhand right, and then just it was all she wrote from there. And then I think he's
I'm
on the two
happy
fight.
Corey's in Bellator. I don't have to see his face anymore.
And then after that, I think he lost again to Nikita Krylov, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think Johnny Walker is on a 2-fight losing streak. So yeah, so now he's fighting Ryan Spann, who's I think from not the Ultimate Fighter. He's from Dana White's Contender Series, right?
Yeah,
That's where he
yes.
came from. Yeah, so
Superman Span.
Superman Ryan Spann. So Johnny Walker is not going on the up and up. So he's fighting up and comers now. But this guy's a big dude, right? Like I know Johnny Walker, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5". So yeah, anyways, we have the Brazilian versus the American, and Johnny Walker is just slightly taller and has a slight reach advantage. So um, in this fight, I want to say Johnny Walker, but Ryan Spann is on a winning streak. I think he's won at least his last 2 fights. I don't know how far his win streak goes, but Ryan Spann is 20-5 and Johnny Walker is 17-5. So Walker should be the more athletic fighter, and if the fight ends in the first round, I'm going to be picking Walker to win it because Ryan Spann, even though he has a nickname Superman, he's not the most athletic dude out there. Like he's good, but like Johnny Walker should win this fight, so I'm picking Johnny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Johnny as well. I just think Johnny's just got that surprise element to him. You never really know what he's gonna do. Is he gonna run at me and throw a flying knee? Is he gonna throw a jumping side kick to my head? Is he gonna throw, he's gonna throw a front kick down the middle? With John, he's gonna be throwing. You can't really plan for it, like what he's gonna throw, because he just throws. Uh, just watch his fights. Watch his previous fights, and you're gonna get a good grasp of what I'm trying to say. Light heavyweights, I think Johnny needs a bounce back fight. I think he started training with Conor McGregor's coach. I'm pretty sure. Chris Kavanagh, is it John Kavanagh?
John Kavanagh, yeah.
Yeah, John Kavanagh. He's been training with him, and they've really been working on his ground and pound, his takedown defense, stuff of that nature, improving his cardio. John Kavanagh was making it a note to talk about that, and it's good to see that he's switched camps because clearly he reached the ceiling with his last trainer, and it's good to switch it up and fix the holes in your game. If there's one thing John Kavanagh is going to teach you is stand-up fighting. So I really expect him to have a really good showing in the stand-up bout against Ryan Spann. So I'm going to go with Johnny Walker. Wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Spann got a submission victory, though. So if this fight leaves the first round, it's probably most likely going to be a decision win for Ryan Spann or a submission win. I don't think he's going to knock out Johnny, but
Yeah,
we can move on.
I got Walker. So let's move on. Our boy Hamzat Chimaev, he's back from like I think a month off since his last fight. He's not 2-0. I think he's like 7-0 or something, 2-0 in the UFC, but I think it's an MMA record. I think it's about 8 or 9-0 around there. UFC stats are always kind of off. But anyways, he's fighting some of the super experienced Jared Mershart, who has an MMA record of 31-13. So he does have a few losses on his record, but I think Jared lost his last fight to Ian Heinrich in like a minute or something. Ian Heinrich landed that overhand right, and then TKO Gerald. So Gerald is coming off of a loss, but Kamzat, this is a big dude that he's fighting, right? So it's not no walk in the park. This fight is at 185. And then I think his next fight in Abu Dhabi is supposed to be at 170 against Damian Maia. So it's kind of crazy that what this guy is up to, but we'll see. We'll see if Kamzat's going to be able to ragdoll Gerald. Gerald is not like the most explosive or exciting middleweight out there, so there should be a good enough competition for Kamzat to show how good he is. But I think he's only been hit twice in 2 fights in the UFC, so based on the hype, I think I should pick Kamzat, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gerald is able to win this one. Who you got?
I just think if you have the confidence to take 2 fights, 2 weekends in a row, you must know something I don't know. And for people who don't know who Kamzat is, he, as Asher said, absorbed only 2 strikes in his last 2 fights, and he had 10-8 rounds each single time. It wasn't like it, guys. He's literally a bigger Khabib, and when he gets you down, you're not getting up. The Dagestani handcuffs come out. You're definitely not gonna use the cage to get up. And just going to be eating shots the whole night, and it's just going to be a long night because he faced a very good kickboxer in his last fight, and he couldn't even – Kamzat didn't even give him a chance to throw. I don't even think he threw in the first, 2-3 rounds. You know what I mean? He just literally runs at you and just takes you down. Like, no questions. Yeah, flying knee me if you want. Like, do whatever you think you drilled with your coach, but I'm going to get this takedown. So,
yeah. So you got Kamzat too?
Yeah, I got Kamzat.
Yeah. All right, Kamzat, we got you. Want to see you in Abu Dhabi. And next, we got Donald Cerrone versus Nico Price. You want to break this one down?
Yeah, guys, for those of you who are avid UFC fans, you know Donald Cowboy, Journeyman Cerrone is facing Nico Upkick, the hybrid KO James Vick Price. Nico's a very unorthodox fighter in the sense that he's kind of lucid with his movement. He's always I don't know. He fights a lot what's that dude the Brazilian who loves dancing? The guy who did the backflip.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can see his face. Michel Pereira?
Yeah. He kind of fights like Michel Pereira, except Nico's got heavy hands. For those who know Tim Means versus Nico Price, a classic fight. He hurt Nico, went in for the kill, and then Nico knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? Nico's got sneaky power in his right hand.
He
and
lost
his
his last. I think he's coming off of his fight against what's his name? The
Vincente
Brazilian.
Luque.
Yeah, Luque. That's right. That fight was brutal.
Luque's American, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
he's Brazilian, he's American.
Yeah.
But Donald Cowboy Cerrone, he's got really good jiu-jitsu. He's good on the feet. He's a notoriously slow starter. As for those who are big Conor McGregor fans, you might have seen his fight with Conor. Donald has, I think, the most fights in UFC history, if I'm not mistaken, or most bouts in a specific weight class.
I think he has most fights.
But,
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a journeyman. You catch Donald on a good day, he's gonna look like a world beater. If you catch him on a bad day, he's gonna look like he's Donald hanging up, right?
So gonna look like he looked against McGregor.
Yeah. So he did have a kid recently, and last time he had a kid, he came out and he knocked out someone. So I think he's gonna be fighting off a huge high. But with Nico, there's a lot of consequences you pay if you come into his striking range. So I'm gonna go with Nico Price by first round KO.
I'm gonna go with Nico Price too, probably TKO because Nico is a madman. Like this guy, when I say he's a madman, he's like Diego Sanchez type madman. Like this guy just he doesn't care. He reminds me of that guy, the guy that has a tattoo on his chest, the damage, but like a bigger version of him, Darren Elkins. Like that guy, like every fight, he just takes damage, right? And so Nico Price is kind of like the 170 version of that. Like he just, yeah, I don't know. I love watching his fights. Nico comes to fight. He may not be the most technical guy, but he scraps, and that's always good enough to get him victories. He's 14-5, and even in that Luque fight, he could have won that fight too. So Donald Cerrone, he's coming off, I think it's 2 straight losses now because he lost to McGregor and to Pettis, which I know some people say Pettis lost that fight. But anyways, I want to pick Nico because even though Donald Cerrone is a more experienced fighter, Nico will be bigger. And Nico can take a beating. So I'm just going to go with Nico Price. So next, we have the main event of the evening. Oh my God. We got Colby Covington versus Tyron, the Chosen One, Woodley. So Chaos versus the Chosen One. Colby Covington 15-2 and Tyron Woodley 19-5 and 1 no contest. This is Woodley's fight after the Gilbert Burns disaster and the Kamaru Usman loss. This is Colby's first fight since the Kamaru Usman loss. So Colby's been gone for a minute. Like last time he fought, I think it was in November. So it's been like, what, 10 months, 10 solid months since he last fought. And, Colby Covington is the taller fighter and he will have the reach advantage. So, it's, or maybe maybe Woodley has reach advantage. But anyways, regardless, this fight is going to be exciting. It's number 2 versus number 5. Colby Covington, I think after he beats Woodley, he's going to be, asking for a title shot next after Gilbert Burns versus Usman.
So we already know who Asher's pick is.
Well, yeah, I'm picking not Woodley. I'm picking Covington. There's just nothing I've seen from Woodley in his last 2 fights that's given me any indication that he's going to be able to win this fight. Because even when he fought Darren Till, when he won that fight, he was still fighting on his back foot. Like he just doesn't do well with pressure fighters, right? And like, yes, he was able to beat Darren Till, but he was not able to beat Usman and he was not able to beat Gilbert Burns. I can already see Woodley coming on the first round. He's gonna come out and he's gonna try and put the pressure on Covington, but then Covington's gonna pepper him some kicks, some punches. Woodley's gonna start retreating, and then like halfway through the first round, then you're gonna start to see like, oh damn, like this is hella pressure from Covington on Woodley. And Woodley would not be able to match that. Woodley would slowly gas after the second round, start to get tired. Covington would land takedowns and be ground and pound, just beat him up, pick him up, beat him up, do the same thing over and over again. That's going to be probably, I don't see a TKO, but it's probably going to be a decision win easily by Colby Covington. But Colby has been saying stuff like, oh, I want to leave Woodley in the stretcher, blah, 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 and stuff. That's probably not going to happen because, I think Covington has like 2 TKO victories in his whole career, so that's not going to happen. But I do see a dominant victory by Colby Covington unless Woodley's able to land an overhand right on him, which is probably unlikely. So, yeah, I got Covington. Who you got?
I got Colby. Woodley, as you said, has not showed me anything in his last few fights. I think he's also lost a lot of muscle mass. If you look at him in his fight versus Kamaru and versus Gilbert, he looked really small against Gilbert. Gilbert looked much bigger than Tyron, and Tyron's always been like a tank. So I just think Tyron does not have the gas tank to go with Colby Covington. Other than Kamaru Usman, no one else has a gas tank in that division to go 5 rounds with Colby Covington. Colby's beaten everyone in front of him recently other than Kamaru, and I thought he was winning that fight until he got knocked out or TKO'd. Tyron has got one weapon. That's literally his right hand. Nothing else. Colby is you're gonna have to have a high cardio output or knock him out within the first round in order for you to actually have a chance of winning. Because as the fight goes on, all Colby does is like, all right, I got this guy tired. I'm gonna punch him in his face, punch him, go for a double, get up, elbow and punch him double, or punch you double until you're just like, oh my God, what's the guy I want? And then now he's in on your legs, he's clasped his hands, you're down. His top control is really good. He doesn't do anything to knock you out, so he doesn't gas himself out. And as much as people hate the guy, I love him. In the ring of how he fights, his antics are just antics, right? I don't know what's real, what's not, but I know for a fact the majority of the stuff he says and does is antics. After this fight, I think it's going to be Tyron Woodley's retirement fight because I don't really see him fighting like the 10th and 11th ranked guy when you used to be a former champion and go out like Robbie Lawler's going out like a bum. So I don't really see anything happening in favor of Tyron Woodley unless he surprises us all and gets like a first round knockout and then uses that momentum to go back for the title. But I just think Kamaru Usman's too good for him. I think Colby's too good for him. So I'm gonna go with Colby Covington.
Yeah, we both got Colby, and then there'll be three straight outs for Woodley, and yeah, it's gonna be tough after that. But
Falling in I love with you. Falling in
oh yeah,
I love with you.
so
Falling in
that's
love.
that's our breakdown for this weekend's
Uh,
fights. It's gonna be an amazing card. I'm actually looking forward to it. This is kind of like pay-per-view worthy, to be honest, in terms of like the quality of fights that we're getting on a fight night. But I'm excited. UFC's done a good job after this. We're going to Abu Dhabi for Adesanya versus Paulo Costa, which is going to be insane. That you can oh so yes, we're looking forward to that. It's gonna be awesome. And yeah, we have a lot of good fights coming forward. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening and watching as always. Follow us on Instagram, MMA Brothers Pod, as per usual. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. There any last words?
these are my last words, guys. I want you guys to use these words as daily motivation. I heard this from a really good public speaker. It really resonated with me. So after this, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to end the video, okay? Are you guys ready?
See you guys.